Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off for Portia's Family Matters. So Porsha and Lauren are meeting up for lunch, and Lauren wants to know why Porsha told Dennis he can't bring a date. And she lets Porsha know, I told him he could bring a date. And Portia's like, why did you tell him that? Like, why would you do that? And Lauren is like, looking at her like, girl, if you want to bring a date, let him bring a date, because low key, it's starting to look like Dennis is the star of the show and everyone knows it. And so whatever they got to do to appease Dennis to get him to show up to filming, they're going to have to do. So Lauren and Artie said, homie can bring a date. It's not a problem. You don't want it to look like you're jealous, do you? And Portia's kind of like, how you just going to let him bring a woman to my house, just some random at my house, at my table, eating my food with my man? And then she catches herself. And Lauren's looking at her like, yeah, she wasn't supposed to say that. And then Portia's trying to like clean it up. But girl, you can't clean it up because you already said it, girl. We caught that. Because you still think of him as your man because you still love him. Lauren suggests like, girl, why don't you just have a conversation with Simon? And Portia's like, I'm not doing that because I don't want to do that. I'm not doing it. And she was like, I don't even want him to get suspicious of Dennis or him to get any ideas in his head. And so they're still going back and forth. And somewhere in the midst of it, I think the conversation comes up about Simon and social media. And Lauren was like, yeah, him on social media, that's the whole reason why Nate doesn't like him. And Nate is Lauren's on again, off again boyfriend. She also lets us know that Nate broke up with her because he had a problem with Lauren meeting up with Simon to plan Portia's birthday party. I don't know what that was about, but Porsha immediately gets upset. And Porsha is like, I don't even want to hear his name. That is such a sore subject for me. And Lauren looking like, my boyfriend is a sore subject for you? Like, I just broke up with my man of a year and a half, and you're making this about you? Yeah, Porsha really irritated the mess out of me with that one. It was like, yeah, homie was wrong to be trying to give Lauren ultimatums of whatever. But girl, how you gonna make that about you? You tried it. So Lauren is like, girl, how are you going to make this about you? I have the right to be upset. I have the right to feel the way that I want to feel. And so Portia's like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. But as your sister, don't I have a right to say I don't think he's good for you? You do have that right. But that's not what you were doing, Porsha. You were making it about you. You were mad that you asked your sister to do something and he got in between that. That's what you were mad about. You were not mad about, oh, my sister, he hurt my sister's feelings or he broke my sister's heart. That ain't how you made it sound, sis. It sounded like you cared about yourself. Like, how dare he come in here and mess up my stuff, mess up what I got going on with my sister and my man. You were not concerned for Lauren's emotions at all. You didn't care about Lauren's feelings. Selfish. But anyways, Porsha apologizes for overstepping and she gives her sister a hug. And I mean, I guess. So Dennis and Mama Gina take little PJ toy shopping and his phone is just buzzing and beeping. So he's letting Mama Gina know that ever since he made that comment about Porsha on Instagram, that phone been blowing up. And so she was just like, well, why would you do that? One might think that you still want to be with Porsha. And he was like, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But, I apologize to Simon for what I did. And he's like, I was just trolling. I was just trolling. I didn't mean nothing by it. Okay. So Mama Gina asking all the questions, she's asking all the particulars, everything we want to know. It cuts to Dennis in his confessionals and he's talking about how Porsha and Mama Gina have been stressing him out ever since he got with Porsha. Like, the two of them just they don't quite mesh well. And if he had any hair, it would be falling out. So it's the day of Porsha's cookout. So one of Porsha's aunties asks Simon, are you going to keep this wife? And he's like, for life. And he's so corny. I know he thinks that he sounds cool, but he really doesn't. But anyway, she's like, yeah, because I know how you Nigerian men like to switch it up. And as she's saying that, Porsha and Lauren and her mom are coming down the stairs. So Saved by the Bell. And they're like, they moved the party outside and they have a nice little setup and everybody's, getting their food or what have you. So during this time, Londi asked Lauren, like, girl, how did your little conversation go with Dennis? And she was like, it went all right. I told him he could bring a date. And so Londi was like, girl. And she was like, shoot, Porsha got her fiance around the baby. This man, if he want to bring a date, let him bring a date. Because Lauren knows, girl, you ain't got no show without Dennis. He is the star of this here show. What we gonna do, listen to Simon? No. Dennis is really making the show enjoyable to watch. And Lauren already done figured that out. So Lauren also tells Londi, that she's been defending Porsha throughout all the madness, all the craziness. She was like, but you can't never tell Porsha anything that she doesn't want to hear because then she'll stop talking to you and she'll act, away. Because she's so used to having everyone around her that works for her, they're all yes men. And it was like, Lauren, you just figuring this out, girl. So everyone is seated and Aunt Darlene, she wastes no time asking Simon the questions. And she was like, I want to get to know you, Simon. Do you have any brothers? Are they anything like you? You seem like the perfect guy. And he was just like, like he eating it all up. And then someone asked, like, what's your imperfections? And he was like, oh, that's a conversation for another day. Anyways, so Miss Diane is like, you know what? I know this is not your first time getting married. What makes Porsha different? Like, what makes our Porsha different from the others? Porsha was like, yeah, he's 4 times over. I'm his fourth wife. This will be his fourth marriage. And Porsha grandma was like, what? Porsha grandma didn't know this. She was like, so you just be running right through them, huh? So it clicks to Porsha in the confessional. She was just like, yeah, this is awkward. The whole damn thing is awkward. The whole damn thing is raggedy. Not just this dinner, the entire thing. So Simon lets the people know, in the past I've been a rescuer, and what hundreds of hours of therapy has taught me is that it's not my job to rescue these hoes. Okay. Dennis shows up and he steals the entire scene because now it's the Dennis show. No one cares about you, Simon, anymore. So Dennis is making his rounds, greeting everyone. And when he gets to Simon, Simon gets stuck. He can't get out the chair because his clothes too little. But anyways, he greets him, gives him a little hug. What's up, bro? Portia's mama's best friend, she messy as hell. She gonna say to Dennis, Dennis, I thought we was gonna meet your girlfriend today. Really? You really thought that? Portia's cousin, she looks over to Simon and she's like, Simon, where are you from? And he's like, oh, Nigeria. And Portia's trying to explain the tribes. She's trying to explain where her man is from. And so Storm is like, I've seen Porsha with other fiancés and boyfriends and husbands. And something about the two of y'all when we went out that one night, the chemistry, y'all just had this vibe and this. Now we know Porsha told you to say that. Because what chemistry do you see? Okay, there's nothing there. Like, what chemistry did you see what vibe did you see between Simon and Porsha? Girl, you made that up. Stop it. But of course, we know she said that that was a dig at Dennis. Because, everybody's still in their feelings about what Dennis has done. So Londi is saying in her confessionals how, Dennis made a really conscious effort to get to know the family, and the family really liked him, and pretty much they're hurt by what he did to Porsha. They're hurt by how things ended. And Lauren is saying in her confessional how, Simon is the new toy. Everybody's excited about Simon, and Dennis is the old toy. So they're kind of like pushing him to the side. But I couldn't tell because all the attention was on Dennis the moment he came through. Simon takes the opportunity to say, this is the best co-parent relationship he's ever been a part of because of that man right there, pointing to Dennis. And they're like, oh yeah, and he was like, and if any man ever messes with Pilar, he's going to take that man down just like the daddy would want him to do. You're so fake. Simon is fake as hell. Everything that Simon says and does is performative. He is fake as F. Because the other day when Porsha said to you, I want to see you, I would like for you and Dennis to have a conversation, to sit down. You were like, you was throwing shade at Dennis. But now today, he's the best co-parent that you've ever, been involved with. And now you're gonna team up with him to beat up the men, the future boyfriends in Pilar's life. You are so fake. Why didn't you have that attitude when you and Porsha were talking about Dennis the other day? Now, because you're in front of the family and you see how excited they are to see him, now you're changing your tone. And then why are we talking about boyfriends that the boyfriends that you have to beat up in the future? Why are you speaking that into existence? We want our little princess Pilar to have her a good man when the time comes. But why are we thinking about that? She's only 2. I didn't like that. Leave that baby alone. You should be talking about preschools and her future. And when that time comes for her to go to college, we're going to support her. And when she grows up to be a dentist, a lawyer, a doctor, that's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about a man doing her wrong. Why are you speaking that into existence? But anyways, Porsha grandma, she chimes in and she's just like, Simon, you a good man. Dennis, you a real man. That's why this is going to work and everything else. And she said, we're going to figure this out because we got a beautiful little grandbaby to take care of. We're going to do right by little PJ. And then she was like, but we only sharing a baby. We not sharing wives over here. And see, I know grandma didn't mean no disrespect. And neither did Porsha's aunt. But see, this is the thing with the whole, yes, having several wives is a part of tradition and culture and whatnot. But I don't like this whole African people just out here just living weird. That's how it's starting to look, and I don't like that. I hope that this is not going to be the running theme. It's like, oh, you Africans are weird. Y'all just have all these women and just disrespecting women because no. Really hope that's not where this show is going to go, because they're like, Simon is helping make a mockery out of African tradition. Like when the grandma was like, we're not sharing wives, I felt a little bit like, ooh, grandma, no, don't say that. Don't say that, because they don't share wives. So Miss Diane and her sister Darlene, they start getting real emotional. They start crying. And pretty much they're crying because they're mourning the loss of the family dynamic they thought they were going to have. Seeing Dennis there and him getting along and everybody speaking good things. And I can see that because you've already been like, okay, we had the baby. It's just not what it was. It's not what she thought it was going to be. And she says she's happy, but she ain't no happy. She's definitely sad because this is a weird situation that Porsha is in right now with Simon. She ain't gonna tell us that, but we know. The tears is saying everything. So Mama Gina starts tearing up, and Dennis was like, damn, y'all got Mama Gina crying too. So Mama Gina takes the floor and she's just like, look, it is what it is. It's not what we had wanted. It's not what we planned for, but we cannot move in a way where Pilar starts to feel the separation. We still got to be family at the end of the day, even though it's not going to look like what we thought it would look like. And Porsha's grandma, she rebuttals and she's just like, yeah, because I had a son who liked to live like that was like Dennis. He loved the ladies like Dennis. He was a playboy and he wanted to live his life a certain way. And we got to allow Dennis to live the life he want to live. And Mama Gina is getting like warm around the neck. Like, wait a minute now. Don't come for her son. And grandma is just like, look, I know what it is. I wish grandma would have got a chance to kind of just explain herself fully, but Mama Gina is not having it. She's like, she ain't having it. Mama Gina is just not here for it. She was like, y'all not about to try her child. Now with her sitting there. So Dennis is sitting there thinking like, you know what, thank the good Lord that I did not bring a date to this here situation. Cause that probably would have been the last time you saw her. Porsha's getting annoyed that Mama Gina is interrupting her grandmother and she don't like what's happening. But it's just like, we're surrounded by Porsha's family and everybody's kind of trying to, she not about to let her son get attacked. It's all your family. But I know Simon got to be uncomfortable as hell. Like, even, I know he's probably happy that they're not asking him any more questions, but he got to feel some type of way that Dennis shows up and now the whole event is about Dennis and Porsha's relationship not working out. And you got her mama over here crying and her auntie over here crying. And the grandma saying what she got to say. And then Dennis' mama saying that had to be weird. He got to be feeling silly as hell. But anyways, Dennis gets up. He makes a speech. He makes a little toast to smooth everything over so that they can have an enjoyable time the rest of the cookout. And because, this is his family. This is the Dennis show. So it's a new day and Porsha's getting ready for a dinner date that she has with Dennis. And Lauren's helping her pick out clothes. And she was like, yeah, wear this, girl. Don't wear that because you don't want to look like you hiding a pregnancy and whatnot. And so Porsha arrives at the restaurant and Dennis is sitting there and she's looking at him and he's like trying to give her a fist bump. And she's like, nah, you better get up and pull my chair out. And Dennis is like, I ain't doing that. You got a man. And she was like, and what? You a man? Come get my chair. The two of them, they just I guess they're annoying. So anyways, Dennis does exactly what she says. He gets up and he pulls her chair out for her and they start to have conversation. And Dennis is like, what's good? So Porsha was Dennis, like, you've been real supportive of my relationship. And Dennis was like, publicly, yeah, publicly I have to be. But privately, I'm looking at you like, what the fuck? Just like everybody else. And so they end up getting into some dispute about the timeline of when they broke up. Dennis is like, we broke up in January. And Porsha was like, no, we broke up right after Christmas. Okay, Porsha. So Dennis is really confused how Porsha was able to just move on so quickly. She was like, girl, if you break a bone, you can't even heal your bones in 120 days. Like, girl, was good. Porsha's like, you can't tell me how my body heals, okay? You can't tell me how fast I can heal. And Porsha's like, you know what? None of this would even be an issue if you had never cheated on me. And so Dennis is like, you still mad about this? Now, Dennis, you tried it. Of course she's still angry about this. She's now engaged to that man. Who would not be upset? Porsha says, him cheating on her really made her start to have some type of insecurity about getting bigger, about getting older, and her body changing. And it was just like, you making me live with this new insecurity I never had. And you're still in an environment that you were in when you cheated on me. It's sounding like Dennis must have messed with one of the little waitresses or bottle girls at one of his establishments. That's what my context clue, that's how I put it together. Because she was like, you messing with younger people and this, that. So that's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like to me. Like you messed with one of the young girls at the club. Anyways, it's giving they still want to be with each other. It's giving regret. It's giving I still love you. You still love me. We supposed to still be a family. And Dennis is getting salty now. Now Dennis is in his feelings and he wants his Versace robe back. Now, Dennis, how many times you done been over to that house? You should have ran upstairs that day you went to see PJ and got your Versace robe. Is he doing them, the little petty stuff that people do in a breakup? Oh, I left my toothbrush at your house. Now, Versace robe, Dennis, you can let her have that. You can let her have that robe, okay? For her troubles, her severance package. Leave her alone. Walking They're walking out of the restaurant together, and Dennis is looking at his phone because it's blowing up still. And I guess a picture of a naked girl pops up, and Porsha sees it, and she's like, "Oh, you real whack for that. Why would you pull that up right when you know I was looking at your phone, Porsha? Why are you looking at his phone? Why are you looking at the man's phone, Porsha?" So Lauren is embarking on this spiritual journey, and she's studying to be a healer, a spiritual healer. So her birthday gift to Porsha is a session with her spiritual mentor. She arranges for their Aunt Liz, which is their father's sister, and Porsha and their cousin to meet up with this spiritual mentor. She's like introducing herself, and she's asking everyone what are their intentions. And, they go around and everyone is, speaking their intention. She then begins to do, I guess, a chant, which segues into a meditation session. And she mentions something about calling the ancestors. And Porsha and Lauren's aunt, she ain't like that too much. Because she too is in tune with her spirituality, and she has that in common with Lauren. But I guess she's further along with her journey. So she was looking at Ma'am like, I don't really too much trust her. What she's talking about with these ancestors, I don't know which one of her ancestors is going to show up. So she starts in the middle of this lady's session, she starts, Holy Spirit. She starts singing to the Lord. And she's like, I'm inviting the Lord here so that I know. She's making sure. She just wants to make sure that her family is covered by the blood. Okay. She was like, I don't know what type of ancestors you calling, but I'm gonna make sure that me and mine, we covered. And she's singing, and Lauren is looking at her like the look that Lauren is giving to her. Like literally, if she could have slapped her upside her head, she would have. And I mean, the lady couldn't do it. The shaman couldn't do nothing but accept it and say, amen to that. But that, I know that lady was heated on the inside. I know she was just like, how dare you disrupt my Bravo debut? Like, lady, you tried it. I'm sorry, but I was here for Aunt Liz. If you don't feel comfortable and you need the Lord's protection, you need the Lord's protection. And you got to call the Lord and say, hey, we are here. Cover us. Because I don't know what she's doing over there. It is what it is. I mean, hey, I don't know what to tell y'all. I was here for Aunt Liz. Aunt Liz was like, me and mine, we going to be covered. I thought that was hilarious. I cannot wait to see Aunt Liz's interaction with Simon the scammer. I hope she keeps it 1000% with him. Ooh, Aunt Liz, don't disappoint me, girl. Don't disappoint me, Aunt Liz. So I will say this. Lauren is very excited about this spiritual journey that she's embarking on. And she loves what she's doing, and she wants to share this with her family so much. But I think Lauren is not reading the room. I don't think everyone is going to be as excited about this as Lauren is. And I can already see this causing some problems. Because she's so excited and she wants everyone else to be a part of it. And I don't think they're going to be into it the way that she's into it. I can see her feelings getting really hurt towards the end of this show. I can already see it where it's going to go. Because you can do those things for yourself. That is not something that you can force onto someone else. And I just don't think the rest of her family is there. It's just not their thing. Or she might be able to convince them, but they're not going to be into it the way that she's into it. So I definitely see Lauren getting her feelings hurt in the upcoming episodes. So anyways, Lauren is inviting the whole family to this family retreat so they can get away. They can kind of detox and reset and everything else and, figure everything else out. And she feels like it's going to be really good and really healing for her family. And again, I can see where this is going to go. They have some qualms about inviting Mama Gina because of how Mama Gina acted at the cookout, which I didn't really think she acted. She defended her son, but I don't feel like she was acting a fool or nothing. But they gon' Porsha's like, look, I'm gonna pray on it. I'm gonna think about if I want to invite Mama Gina. We gonna see. So it's a new day, and Porsha is meeting up with Mama Gina for lunch. And they exchange pleasantries, you know. They talk about baby PJ and how she is absorbing everything in her environment around her. And she's paying attention. And Mama Gina was like, yeah, you'd be surprised what all she sees and what all she picks up. And so they kind of segue into Porsha's grandmother's comment about Dennis being a playboy. And Porsha is just like, you know what? My grandma was just speaking her truth. She was just saying how she felt in the moment. It really wasn't anything for you to get upset with. And Mama Gina is like, girl, nah, I was upset. I didn't like her choice of words. And Porsha's like, I didn't like how you were changing your tone with my grandmother. And somebody said on Twitter, one of my mutuals was like, Porsha don't even realize you're mad about Mama Gina speaking to your grandmother a certain way, but you're speaking a certain way to PJ's grandmother. And I was like, ooh, I didn't think about that, but that person was absolutely correct. She is not realizing you're speaking to, well, I guess she does realize she's speaking to PJ's grandmother, but she still got to say what she got to say. I don't know. But they're going back and forth. And she was just like, you know, what Dennis did, he did. If my family has an issue with what he did, they can say that they had an issue with it. And she was like, you don't like that they're calling him a cheater. And she was like, yeah, but you was a cheater too. You were a cheater too. And Portia's like, I never cheated on Dennis. And Mama Gina was like, oh, but I heard that you did. I heard from your mama that you did. And Mama Gina's explaining how one day her and Miss Diane were having a conversation. And Miss Diane mentioned something about Portia's relationship with another guy, and that had Dennis upset. And I don't know. I don't feel like Mama Gina lied. I don't feel like she made it up. But maybe she just misunderstood what Miss Diane was saying. Or maybe Porsha did have some kind of relationship with another guy. I mean, Dennis cheated on her while she was pregnant. As much as I am enjoying Dennis on this show, we are not about to rewrite history. Dennis absolutely did do wrong. So we're not about to rewrite that. He definitely did Porsha wrong. So if Porsha got her get back, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Porsha says she never cheated on no Dennis. She don't know what she talking about. My mama never told you that because it never happened. And Mama Gina is convinced like, yes, it is. I know it. I've been holding this in my back pocket. And for the opportune time to put you on blast, you cheated on my son cheated on you. So y'all not about to play him. And my thing is like this. He cheated on that girl while she was pregnant. There ain't no cleaning that up. That was low down. He was wrong for that. We're not gonna act like he didn't do that. However, I do get where Mama Gina's also probably coming from. Like, yeah, my son did do his dirt, but y'all not about to use him on this show as a shield to hide behind y'all scandalous situation that y'all got right now. And I'm with Mama Gina on this. Y'all not about to, because they were getting in Simon's behind. Because let's be real here. Y'all can say to Dennis everything y'all need to say to Dennis. But Porsha ain't with Dennis. So y'all say. Porsha is with Simon. Y'all need to be trying to figure out if Simon is going to ruin Porsha's life. Y'all don't need to be figuring out what went wrong between Porsha and Dennis. Because she's not with Dennis. So I don't blame Miss Gina or Mama Gina for being like, no, y'all need to deal with y'all scandalous relationship and leave my son out of it. Y'all not going to use him to distract the people from the fact that you are engaged to a married man. I mean, that's what she really wanted to say. She didn't say all of that, but that's what she really wanted to say. Yes, my son did you wrong. Yes, he was out of line. He cheated on you. Absolutely. But you were not a saint, which, I mean, yeah, whatever. But they all wrong. We're not about to change it up. Y'all all wrong. Okay? But this show is supposed to be about Porsha and her new relationship, isn't it? Like, at the end of the day, Porsha and Dennis, y'all not together no more. What he did was wrong. It will probably come up in conversation. He did what he did. But Porsha, you can't really sit up too high to judge nobody, as you are currently engaged to somebody else's husband. I mean, it is what it is. To me, I ain't on nobody's side because y'all all scandalous. Y'all all wrong for the stuff that y'all been doing. Mama Gina, I think her main takeaway from this is y'all scandalous. Y'all, we done talked about Dennis's shortcomings and his trifling behavior, but y'all not finna gloss over the fact that you are engaged to a married man. We need to talk about y'all scandalous decisions. And she's right. Mama Gina's like, y'all not about to drag my son on this show any more than you guys already had. Y'all already dragged him on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all not about to drag him on here and use him to put her son down to uplift Simon. I ain't about to argue with Mama Gina because she has a point. Mama Gina is the special ingredient that we didn't know we needed on this show. So I'm here for her. I'm not here for everything that she has to say, but I'm here for her being on this show because she's spilling tea too. She didn't care nothing about being surrounded by Porsha's army. She was like, I'm going to go to war behind mine all by myself. I don't care. And I mean, I love a mama that fights for her child. Right or wrong, I love a mama that fights for her child. I can't help it. I just can't. It's because I miss my mama. It's probably that. I'm sure that's why it is. But anyways, that's my sound off on episode 2 of Porsha Families Matter. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.